This is not the internet. This is the Metaverse. Hello pioneers. Today is part 2 of a series I'm doing called New Beginnings. And in part 1, we had a look at the Pi wallet and what the future might become of that. And part 2 is something I'm calling New Economies. Now this is where we look at what future jobs might be and what jobs will be replaced and that type of thing, and what these new economies will be bringing via Pi network. Right. So we know we're getting these guys, right? There's robots coming, they're already here. You've got Elon with his, you've got robots from Boston Dynamics for a long time, and recently they just released this new one, which is very, very impressive. Right, so we know this is coming, right? And like I said, it's already here. Then these are going to be replacing a lot of jobs, right? So we're going to be looking at new ways of making income, right? We've also got these home delivery bots. They're already out in the streets doing deliveries, and all around the world they're testing the drone deliveries as well. I know there's a big project in Dubai that they're doing, right? Because they've got a massive city that they can test them in. When we get our self-driving vehicles, this is kind of here already with Tesla, but this is going to be replacing a lot of taxi drivers and stuff like that. When you translate this into trucks, all right, then you're going to have a lot of people losing their jobs, doing all the deliveries and all that sort of thing. Right, so we're going to need these new economies. Right? Even in the home, you've got robotics doing your cleaning for you. And with the release of Grok and ChatGPT, we've seen how you can produce code and answer questions and do medical and all types of things. Now it's still early days, but they're very impressive already, and you can only imagine what they'll be like in 5 years' time, right? So you can only imagine that if coding jobs, and artwork and all this type of thing, if they don't disappear immediately, right, then they're going to be drastically reduced in the future. Right? So, right, and also, you got your grocery stores, right, doing self-checkouts now, right, all those jobs will be going, and you got self-check-in for hotels and airports, right. These are all medium, mundane jobs that can be easily replaced and done by robotics or self-check-ins and blockchain, essentially. So what do we need, right? Well, we're going to need this universal basic income that I talk about all the time, right? Because if there's no jobs left for us, right, and there's no requirement to us be doing a lot of these jobs, there's a lot of people that need income to pay for things, right? So this is where the universal basic income comes in. Now, what's the perfect delivery for that, right? Well, I've always said, right, Pi network, right? Because you've got a simple application on your phone. You push your button once a day to prove that you're still alive, and you get your mining rewards, right? You've got 60 million people all around the world doing this already, right? So the ecosystem's already out there. You've got nodes all over the world, right? So Pi is the perfect platform for delivering this, right? So anyone with a smartphone can do it, right? You've got your liveness tests, you've got your KYC to make sure there's single accounts, right? And we all own our secret keys for access, right? And if you lose your phone, you got a security circle, right? This isn't functioning yet, but I imagine the security circle will be a case of 3 out of your 5 security circle members will be able to verify you, right? So you've got a lot of these infrastructure already in place, right? And I think this is all done on purpose. Right? You've also got these roles of pioneer, contributor, and ambassador, right? And these, I think, are going to translate to just being a normal pioneer, just someone who gets the base rate. Contributor, someone who's actually doing more work into the workforce. You've seen already with our additional lockups how when you get additional income, right? So this is another way you can get additional income, being a contributor. And then ambassador, right, could be well for governing DAOs, right? So I think all this infrastructure shows just how certain UBI is coming to Pi network. So back in 2001, right, I think it was like June or July when we had Brainstorm come out, right? Now prior to this, we really had no idea what Pi was going to be, right? We really didn't know. It was just really a unique idea, and we were all mining it, as a the typical just in case, and we were getting free coins. So why not try it, right? It's easy to do. Download the app. We didn't have to use any resources, so we were all doing it. And but when Brainstorm came out, right, we got this list of features that the core team wanted us to develop for, right? Now, when I read this, my mind was blown, right? Because all of a sudden, Pi Network opened right up to me, and I was like, oh, I see what Pi is now, right? It's going to be everything. This is going to be used universally, right? Everything sort of came into place for me, right? And you can knock all these things down into like these types of icons here, right? So you can see where we're doing it, right? But like I said, when I first saw this is where I became, into this life of Pi, right? This is where I was like, oh, Pi is going to be everything, and I went full steam ahead, and I'm now fully involved in just being everything in Pi only, right? Because I can just see its massive future and potential. Okay, so let's take a bit more of a look at these things and see where we can fit in some of these new economies, and where some of our new work might come from. Right. So since Brainstorm, there's been a lot of things released, and a lot of these things have been fleshed out. Right. So if we take a look at the quiz, right, already we've had these quizzes released. Right. So that's something that's already been fulfilled. Right. We've had surveys, right? This is one of the recent hackathon winners, right? Polls for Pi, right? So what I want to show here too is how a lot of the things that are in the real world now, even in Web 2 or whatever, are coming into Web 3, right? So a lot of the things like surveys and polls and all that type of thing are being translated across. Right. So these are the surveys. Marketplace, right? Well, this is very obvious. We know all about this with PCM, right? So already this is a new economy, right, where we can buy and sell and all this sort of thing and trade our goods, right? Obviously, we've already got this in the real world, right? Now it's coming over into blockchain, right? Same with NFTs, right? So this is a new economy that is possible, right? If you're an artist or whatever, you can produce your own NFTs. You can earn more income this way. Right. Ad networks, right? So we've had this released by the core team. All right, so you can have ads. You've already seen with content creation on YouTube and all that, how everyone gets monetized through, displaying ads and doing brand deals and all that type of thing. So that's coming into Pi Network as well. Right. Also with the Fireside, right? You see here that it's been added into there for where you can watch an ad, right, and get paid for watching ads in the Pi Network as well, right? So you slowly you can see all these things that came out from Brainstorm and it's slowly getting populated. With DeFi, right? Obviously we already had trading in the real world. That's coming into the Web3 world, right? With you can do swaps and trades on exchanges, right? Whether they're centralized exchanges and hopefully decentralized exchanges doing peer-to-peer, right? But this is where we're all trading tokens. So this is another income spot that people can earn more income. You can also do farming and staking, right? So you can earn passive income that way, right? So again, we're seeing all these new economies appearing. KYC, right? Even in here, right? You want to become a moderator, right? You'll get paid for doing that job, right? Now a lot of these are sort of, maybe not the most brilliant work that you want to do, but they're very simple tasks. Anybody can do them, and you can get paid decent for them. So they're well worth doing. With social, right? Socialfi is obviously huge, right? We've had the release of Fireside. Inside here, you see where you can you're getting paid for your content, right? So if you make a post, if people like it, right, they can make comments or even just add fire to that post as well. so you can earn income that way, right? Very similar to YouTube and all this type of thing, but it's more towards like, and this is where Twitter will go as well, right? You'll get this, you'll see this being rolled out by Elon soon as well. Right. Also under the fireside, right, you can become a moderator, right? So you get paid for doing moderation, right? So if you do that correctly, obviously we're seeing it being abused at the moment, but hopefully the PyCore team reins that in soon. But it's another example of new economies, right? New jobs. With games, right? This is huge, right? This is where, I mean, obviously everyone and their dog is a gamer nowadays, right? And you can see already that, a lot of people, they play games, grind it out, and they get rewards that way, right? So this is a very, very obvious way of having a new economy role, right? Good example of this is Fortnite, right? It's got its own in-house currency. Now, currently it's not crypto, right? It's not on blockchain or anything like that. But this is just getting everyone trained up, getting ready for it, right? So this is bringing the new generation in for it. So it's only a matter of time before Fortnite goes over to crypto. And we've seen plenty other games that, where you can grind it out and earn actual crypto already anyway, right? But I just wanted to show that there's a lot of games out there already that have their own in-house currencies. Now, a big one I find is Star Citizen, right? Because in Star Citizen, right, they have their own in-house currency and all that, right? But you actually can go on missions, right? And these are all different types of missions, but when you boil it down, right, these are just jobs, right? So you can go out and you can do trade deliveries, you can go out and do bounty hunting, you can go out and provide protection services, you can provide, what do they call it, like retrieval services for, if your ship gets blown up or whatever, right? And you can see here, it's actually under a contract manager, right? So there's no difference between Star Citizen and the real world. It's just bringing it into virtual reality, if you like, right? So you've got your own in-house currency. This will go to crypto as well, right? So you can see here that GameFi is a massive deal when it comes to the new economies, right? So all of this will be coming over to Pi Network as well, right? So this is all something to be looking forward to, right? And then you've got Metaverse, right? Once Metaverse starts replacing the internet as the interface of how people are going to interact, right? You're going to see a lot more of these economies, shape up, especially with your shopping and all that. You've already seen a lot of people come on with Nike and all that, right? It's always a lot of these new economies coming on through Metaverse, right? So that's going to be your number one interface for coming in, right? Now, I'm still trying to do Metaverse. Obviously, I'm meeting with people to try and get funding all the time. I've actually got another meeting next week with a Zoom call with, actually it's a Stellar project actually, so I'll be talking to them and see what happens there. But the whole deal here is that, I keep on saying over and over, I can't develop these things, with magic beans, right? So even though I'm still trying with all the VCs and all that, I still haven't got a yes yet. But the beauty of this though is we know we're getting open mainnet pretty sure for this year, right? And I'm expecting it in December, right? Probably the last day of the year, but we'll definitely get it well, not definitely, but hopefully we get it this year. And once that happens, right, I can forget about VCs, right? Because now Pi will have value. Hopefully it has a decent value, right? And, you see I got a decent bag there, and I'll be able to do all this development by myself, right? Which is perfectly the ideal thing for me, right? So I just wanted to say that out there. So that's it for the video, right? I just wanted to show you how, you're getting all these new economies coming on, right? They're slowly creeping in, right? You've got Pi as the perfect delivery mechanism for a UBI, right? And all these things are rolling out and coming over into Web3 and blockchain and cryptocurrencies, right? So I think that's pretty well it for this video. It's I'm not sure what I'll do for the next one, and it might be another couple of weeks before I get to it, but I will get to it. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later.